Hi, friends. Last week in Bible, we talked about Jesus entering Jerusalem. And we talked about how the people were so excited that Jesus was coming, that they were waving. Who remembers what they were waving and putting on the ground in front of Jesus? If you said palm leaves, that's right. They took some branches off the trees and they laid it on the ground. And then some people even took off their coats, remember? And they put that on the ground as well. And then what did Jesus ride into Jerusalem on? That's right. He rode in on a donkey. That's right. So the people were so excited that Jesus had come. So that was part of our story last week. And then this was another part of our story last week. Jesus sitting with all of his friends who they called the disciples, and they were having the Last Supper together is what it was called. And do you remember what the meal was that Jesus served? What was the food that they were eating? Right. If you said bread, you are correct. They had bread, and then there was one other thing they had. What did they have? If you said wine, yes, wine is correct. So they had bread and wine together and they shared that time together. And this is one last thing that Jesus wanted to do with his friends and just have some time to spend together. So there's more to this story, and this is part of our story up here. So I'm going to read you that tomorrow. After Jesus, oops, I think I skipped a page. Oh no, after Jesus was arrested, they took him to the high priest. The high priest and the other people who made decisions tried to find a reason for arresting Jesus. They asked Jesus if he was the Son of God, and Jesus said that he was the Son of God. This made the people mad, and they did not believe that Jesus was the Son of God. These people took Jesus to Pilate, who was a leader, and could punish Jesus. They told Pilate what he had done, but Pilate didn't see a reason to punish Jesus. An angry crowd had come, and they told Pilate to release a bad man named Barabbas instead of Jesus. They said to crucify Jesus, so Pilate did what they wanted. Jesus was beaten and then forced to carry the cross to Golgotha. This is where they were going to crucify him. Poor Jesus. When Jesus got there, they crucified Jesus. There were also two criminals who were crucified with him. There was one on his left and one on his right. When Jesus was ready to die, the sky became dark, and he said, "It is finished," and died. The ground shook, and one of the men who didn't believe changed his mind after this, and he knew Jesus was the Son of God. After Jesus died, some of his friends took him down from the cross, and they got him ready to be buried. Look at that. They look sad, don't they? Yes. They put him in a tomb, and they rolled a big rock in front of the tomb's entrance. That is a very, very big rock, and it took a lot of big men to do that, so that nobody would bother Jesus's body in the tomb. This would be a very sad story if it was the end, but we know that there is more to the story. We know that 3 days later Jesus rose from the dead, and we know that this is a very important story. This is such an important story. We have a whole day to remember it. We remember the story on Good Friday. So that's part of the story that we're going to talk about this week. There's actually more to the story, as you know, but we will talk about that later on in the week. Let's answer a few questions about our story, okay? Why were the religious leaders trying to stop Jesus? What was he doing? What are they trying to stop Jesus from doing? Or really more, what were they trying to stop the people from doing? because Jesus was teaching them, and they didn't want the people following Jesus. They wanted the people to follow them. Why did Jesus die on the cross? Do you remember that? We talked about that last week a bit. If you said to save us from our sins, you are correct. That's right. That is why Jesus died on the cross. Is Jesus God's son? He is God's son. You are right. And where was Jesus buried? We just read that in our story. There's even a little hint behind me on the wall. If you said that he was buried in the tomb, that is correct. And if you can see by this picture right here, that is a big, big rock that was in front of his tomb. Did Jesus stay dead? We haven't read that far in the story just yet, but did he stay dead? No, he rose again. Again, spoiler alert. All right, I'm going to play you a song, and then we will talk a little bit more about our story tomorrow, okay?
Touch the ground, for I am alive. I can dance, I can sing, I can do so many things. I'll tell you the reason why. He rose up from the grave. He rose up from the grave. He is not dead, he is alive. He rose up from the grave. Stand up, turn around, touch the ground, for I am alive. I can dance, I can sing, I can do so many things. I'll tell you the reason why. He rose up from the grave. He rose up from the grave. He is not dead, he is alive. He rose up from the grave. Rise up, rise up, rise up, rise up, oh children of the Lord. I can run, I can walk, I can listen, I can talk. I am glad to be alive. I can work, I can play, I am happy to say this is the reason why. He rose up from the grave. He rose up from the grave. He is not dead, he is alive. He rose up from the grave. Rise up, oh children. Rise up, oh children. We are not dead, we are alive. Rise up, oh children. Rise up, oh children. Rise up, oh children. We are not dead, we are alive. Rise up, oh children. Rise up, oh children.
Okay, friends, it was great seeing you today, and I will talk to you tomorrow a little bit more about our story during Bible. Bye!